Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abon. Welcome back to Local to Global with Wolfsburg on FM22. Bayer Leverkusen are the opponents today. We are away from home. 4 games played so far. Been an okay start, and we've had a lot more players in the transfer window as well, which has now closed. We did quite a few movements on deadline day to try and get some more players in. Really trying to focus on the homegrown players because the ones that we had that were homegrown weren't really good enough for us. And if we're going to get into Europe next season, we're going to need some homegrown signings because we don't have a lot. But if you're enjoying the series, drop a like, leave comments and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. And let's jump into the video. Bayer Leverkusen away from home. Been a solid start so far. Let's try and keep it going. So we started our Bundesliga campaign last episode. We took on Eintracht Frankfurt. We won 1-0 with Boros getting the goal just before half-time, his first Bundesliga goal. Defended really well and chance-wise, pretty close game, I think. Both sides having odd chances, but nothing major. But we got the 3 points to start the season. Happy with that. So transfer news, the window has firmly closed now and we have made a few movements, including sales. Bruno Val, the Spanish midfielder, has left. He's gone to Celta Vigo, £6.5 million. Probably could have tried to get a bit more from him. It wasn't really good enough for us, so he has moved on. He's now valued at between 16 and 25, so we probably could have tried to get a bit more for him. But yeah, he's gone. But we have signed another 6 players, including this fella here, Julian Gil, a 19-year-old Colombian. He's a left back. Physically, he's very, very quick. Technically, doesn't look awful. His tackling is good, his technique's good. Getting forward, though, I'm not sure how much good he'll be at the moment, but he's only 19. He's got plenty of room to improve. He's very brave. He's determined. It's a good signing. It's quite expensive. It's £43 million. It could rise to 50. It's a lot of money, but hopefully he can do well. He did have quite a bad day against Bayern. That's why his rating is so low. But that was his debut, and he didn't really do too well against Bayern. I did say we wanted homegrown players. This is one of them. Johann Higel, the German defender. He's 19. He looks pretty well-rounded, and he's already improving. So he looks pretty good. He can play as a centre-back or as a wing-back. He's pretty good going forward, actually. Decent crossing. Good tackling, very good positioning, great physicals as well. So that's a good signing. £24 million. That could rise to 34 with add-ons. That's from Bayer Leverkusen. Couple of cheap players that came through on deadline day, agent offers. So we brought them in for cheap just to see how they do. Andrew Ashcroft-Chalmers is one of them. He's an English midfielder from Man City. The agent sort of made us aware of him. £800,000, a little bit of add-on. Not sure how much he'll play. Not sure how much he'll actually even develop. We'll wait and see. He's on the loan list. Same goes for Valery Dergachev. He's a Russian centre forward, 19, not homegrown, but again a fairly cheap player. £2.6 million from Spartak Moscow. We'll see how he develops. Decent physically, lacking technically, not bad mentally, but again pretty cheap fee. And again we'll probably just get him loaned out. Stevan Maksic, another defender. We've gone a bit heavy on the defence this time round, this transfer window, but he's come in. Serbian defender from Sturm Graz in Austria, £11.25 million. That was his release clause. Again, physically looks good. Defensively, 13-14 is not too bad. Decent leadership. He's brave. He's fairly aggressive. Good decision making. So yeah, we've got some defenders which look pretty good. One more as well. El Shadai Bitshiabu, a French defender. Another French defender. I think that's our 3rd French centre back. He's uncapped though. He's come from Atalanta. £12 million fee there. Played 14 times from the last season. 12 starts. Did quite well for him. But yeah, another central defender. Again, physically great, very strong, great jump and reach, 6'5", 15 heading. Could be good for those set pieces as well. So that does bring us spending up to £151 million, with 39 going out. So we have spent almost all of our transfer budget. There's a little bit left and there's a bit of wage left over. But yeah, we've gone very defensive with our signings, especially recently, just trying to improve that. And then hopefully the goals will come. Mauricio Diaz, the loanee from Man United, had a solid start. And hopefully we can get some goals from elsewhere as well. Hopefully Boris can kick on and we'll see how things go. I did play another 3 games off camera, the first of which was a home game against Freiburg. And the away side actually took a lead after just 5 minutes. Vasilev with a cross, Marvin with a header, and it was in, and Freiburg took a 1-0 lead away from home. But it didn't take us long to equalise, though. 2 minutes after that, we did make it 1-1, and it was a Calafiori coming forward, the left back, finding Azarkan, and Azarkan managing to just slot it home, beating the goalkeeper 1-1. And then in the 20th minute, we did take a 2-1 lead. We kind of grew into this game after a pretty slow start. João Neves with the through ball to Mauricio Diaz, who scored his first Bundesliga goal to give us the lead. And then 5 minutes left in the first half, Azarkan scored again, and it was 3-1. 2 goals for him. It's good to see. Second half was much quieter, but we did manage to score a 4th goal in the 77th minute. Martin Boris with a free run of the left flank, crosses at the byline, Billy Gilmour completely unmarked with the volley, and it was 4-1 full time. Then we took on Bayern at the Allianz Arena, and we kind of beat ourselves here. Inside 2 minutes, Leroy Sané catching Hegel napping, and they scored. But other than that, Bayern just didn't really create that much, and they did have a great deal of shots on target. It actually went down to 10 men after an hour. That was Lautaro Valente getting the second booking. So Bayern down to 10 gave us a chance to maybe get an equaliser and try and get a point. We did have the ball in the net in the 82nd minute, but it was unfortunately deemed offside. This was disallowed. Pelistri with the ball back to Diaz. He was in an offside position. Gilmour headed in, but it was disallowed. But yeah, especially in that first half, Bayern, didn't have a great deal of chances. The one they did, we kind of gifted them. So they weren't great. They weren't at their best, but they did manage to get the win. We didn't have a shot on target, apart from that disallowed goal. Other than that, we really didn't too much. So we weren't at our best either. But Bayern, on another day, could have won by so many more. And then we hosted Mainz, and they really frustrated us here. I thought it was going to be a 0-0 draw. But we did manage to get the 3 points, and it was with a penalty. Kiergaard was fouled, and we won a spot kick. And it was Billy Gilmour who stepped up to take the penalty. And 87 minutes gone, Billy Gilmour with the shot. Keeper went the wrong way. We scored 1-0 win. Frustrating game. Both sides very evenly matched, but we did manage to get the 3 points. So 3 wins and 1 defeat so far from the 4 games. And in the table, that puts us in 5th place. So we started pretty well. Bayern, we weren't really at our best, but then neither were they. Another day, we maybe could have got an equaliser. Another day, they probably would have thrashed us. But yeah, 9 points from 12. Not a bad start at all. Leverkusen are up next. They're in 3rd. They're unbeaten so far. So there's going to be another difficult match. Frankfurt have not started well. They haven't won a game yet after we beat them 1-0. So they've had a bad start. But Leverkusen yet to lose a game so far. So it's going to be a tough one. Team news, we have no new injury concerns. Couple of people just a bit lacking in fitness. Fofana, Karakaburu, and Bitshiabo, our defender, yet to make his debut. Going to go for Hegel to start over Lecroix. I think we'll just have him as a normal centre-back with Ibrahim covering. Julian Gil had a couple of games, but not really done much so far. But against Bayern, he really did have a hard time. Boris was rested against Mainz, so he might come in today for Rusin. I think we'll do that. I think this is the team that we'll go with. Diaz has his first goal, so he's had a good start. Gilmour's got himself a couple of goals. Neves has been decent. Azarkan's got a couple of goals. Pelistri finding his way into the team now. He did start off injured with a bit of a knee problem, so trying to see if we can get the best out of him as well. And the defence, I'm pretty happy with. Gil, we can see more from him, hopefully. He's had a couple of rough games, but hasn't done anything massively wrong. So Leverkusen managed by Thomas Letz. Do they have anyone that we might recognise? Timo Schuster was a striker that we were looking at in the transfer window. They've got Florian Wirtz as well. Looks like they're playing a 3 at the back, much like Eintracht did. So we could try and go for the same setup we did against them, which is really trying to use the width of the pitch and try and, get behind those wing backs and hopefully really use that width, because that works well against Eintracht. So hopefully we can do that again. But first 4 games, we have really struggled in possession and not really had too much of the ball, and our passing hasn't been amazing. So hopefully that can see some improvements too. In fact, straight away, we are going to go wide. We're focusing down the left because they are supposed to be quite weak there as well. And we're going to try and force them inside and try and, use that width. I really hope my voice isn't going. Okay, we're good. We're okay. So we're actually having a bit more possession today, which is good. But no highlights yet, 25 minutes in. And this happened against Frankfurt. Here we go. Gilmour with the corner here. 27th minute of the match. Diaz with a header. Diaz with a goal. It is Bayer Leverkusen 0. Wolfsburg 1. And it is another goal from Mauricio Diaz. That's his second in the Bundesliga season. The loanee from Man United. Having a solid start. He's cost a lot of money in the loan. I think probably about £3 million for one season. But I mean, it's a good goal. Good header. Now Leverkusen with the corner of their own with Florian Wirtz. Headed away by Hegel. That's good. And Diaz will get to that ball first. He is going to need a bit of help though. But he has lost out to Adrian. Here's Penders to Becker. And now Leverkusen looking to try and control the ball themselves. Theate. Forward to Schuster. That's a ball looking over the top for Patesti. But Hegel has dealt with that well. And it's a calm pass back to Mignon. Here come Leverkusen again. Adrian. Wirtz. And that's a good strike. It's a low strike into the goal. It's an equaliser. 30 minutes gone. Florian Wirtz with a long-range effort beats the goalkeeper. And it's 1-1. Maybe a bit more pressure on our part could have been better there. Just trying to maybe push those lines up and press a bit more. Because we did kind of just let them do what they want. And Florian Wirtz outside the box. Decent low strike. Has the goalkeeper beaten. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to bump that defensive line up a bit. We are pressing a bit more often. I'm going to try and get stuck in as well. We don't concede a lot of fouls really. That's not a good throw though, given straight to Guerrero. Here's Schuster. And having a lot of the middle of the pitch at the moment. There's another strike and that is actually beating the goalkeeper. Yeah, we're not forcing them inside because they're having a lot of luck there. Let's try and force them outside. They'll have to use those wing backs and then we can get behind them. So that probably makes a bit more sense actually. That goal for Diaz registered a 0.09 XG. Why so low? It is half time. It's 1-1. Still plenty of time left in the game. We're having a lot of possession, which is good. Let's try and push on a bit and be a bit more positive then. Try and use the ball and get it forward. Because at the moment, I don't really know what we're doing with it. Not going to make any changes just yet, personnel-wise. But not a bad first half. We're not losing. I'm happy with that. Let's see if we can kick on in the second half. Look at the focus of the attacks down the left-hand side as well. 58%. That's good. And here is Gil to Boros. So hopefully they're the players that we can use. Using that left flank. But we'll see. Azarkan to Neves. That's a good ball for Pelistri. And allow for Boros. The keeper's done well there. But it's still in. Pelistri. It's gone out to Gil. It goes back to Johan Hegel. And Gil again. Where's Boros? Boros needs to be a bit further wide. Gilmore to Diaz. Pelistri. Is this going to be his first goal? How has he missed the target there? That was a bad finish. Yeah, the goalkeeper sends it long. He's done well there. Florian Wirtz with the ball. Can we stop him from maybe putting a cross in there? Here's Guerrero. And that's a good cross. Oh, and it's Batesti. And again, it's well saved by Mignon, actually. I thought it was off target, but Mignon's done well. Now another corner to defend. It's Wirtz. Corner is headed by Becker, but it's clean over. I'm going to go for the counter press when we lose possession. We have regroup on, I think, from Bayern. So we'll put that on. We're on an hour. It's been a pretty close game, this one, once again. Either side could get a winner. I mean, a draw wouldn't be too bad away from home. I'd be happy with that. Here comes Billy Gilmore. 62 minutes gone. Pelistri is still looking for his first goal of the season. But again, easing his way into the team. That's a good ball, but cleared away by Theate. And now here's Schuster. And now Leverkusen will maybe look to come forward again. Wirtz. Lorenzo to Penders. Looking at maybe possible changes. Neves has not been too good today. Schuster's got behind Hegel there. And he scored. It's 2-1. It's Timon Schuster, who we looked at in the transfer window. But he was a bit too much money for us. 2-1 by Leverkusen. And yeah, we could be dropping points here. Maybe more than one. We will see. Lorenzo with the ball over the top. We're maybe a bit too high up. Schuster's onside. And beats Mignon. And scores. Right, we are going to take off João Neves. We're going to bring on Max Arnold, make that change. Just a midfield change there. We've had better possession today, but we've not really been able to do too much with it. Chance-wise, I think Bayer have had the better opportunities. Wirtz on the ball here again. And, well, Mignon, it's an easy save for him, but he shouldn't be allowed to get that shot away. I'm going to go attacking and see what we can do here. Boros could come off. Pelistri could come off. What can we do? Harvey Elliott maybe to come on for Pelistri. Inverted winger attack. Pelistri's not been amazing today. Can we get a point from this maybe? Try and save a point. 78th minute of the game. Free kick here for Leverkusen. Who's on the free kick? It is Florian Wirtz. He's taking his time as well. Wirtz with the free kick. It's hit the post and Gilmore's had to put it behind for another corner. Ibrahim's not done well today. Mignon 6.3 is probably a bit harsh. He's conceded 2 goals and he hasn't really done a great deal wrong. Corner for Leverkusen, headed away by Ibrahim. Here's Theate, and that's the end of that. 10 minutes left. Looks like there might be a defeat here, but let's see if we can do something in these last sort of 10 minutes or so, but it's not looking too good. Let's get another centre forward on there. Let's take off Azarkan. Let's put Hyun-Min on up top as a poacher. So we'll go 4-2-4, and we're going to really go for it. Let's see if we can save a point in these last 5 minutes. But I think, yeah, we've had the possession today, but we've not done too well with it. It's a bit more equal now. But we're into injury time, and I think that is going to be it. I've really gone for it, but we've not seen any highlights since that. So that doesn't seem to work too well at the moment. Full time, Leverkusen 2, Wolfsburg 1. It is a defeat. We didn't play terribly, but chance-wise, we just didn't create enough. 1/2 chance. Not great, really. Leverkusen just a bit more clinical, and thus in the end they did edge possession as well. So home field advantage there is good. They're a good team, so not overly disappointed by the defeat. Didn't play awfully. Just one of those days, unfortunately. We're not doing too badly though. We've won 3 out of 5 games. We've unfortunately just lost the other 2. I think a draw there would have been good, deserved. Not quite sure. I think Leverkusen deserved the win from their chances and from their performance. Up next, though, we do take on Schalke, who are promoted from the Zweite Bundesliga, so hopefully we can get back to winning ways there. Then we travel to Augsburg, then we host Hanover, then we have an away game against Bremen, and then a double-header against Stuttgart, the Cup second round away from home, and then we play them at the Volkswagen Arena, and that will be the game next episode. So we're going into November. We're going to be hosting Stuttgart, and they're in 8th place, so they've had a decent start, 2 wins, 2 draws, not doing too badly. So we're going to take on Stuttgart next episode. Into November, we'll see where we are. It'll be another 4 games played. So we'll be 9 games into the Bundesliga season. And I think, then we'll have a good idea of about where we sit in this table. Of course, we want to get back into Europe for next season. So top 7 is the aim. But as I mentioned at the start, if we do go into Europe, homegrown issues are going to be a thing. Because we've sold a lot of homegrown players because they weren't very good. So we definitely need to get more. Son's homegrown, Hegel's are homegrown, Arnold's homegrown, May is homegrown but might be leaving. So yeah, we definitely need to try and bring in some homegrown players. Otherwise, we ain't going to have a very big squad for Europe if we get there next year. The next episode, we're hosting Stuttgart, and hopefully we'll pick up some more points here on the road in the Bundesliga. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave comments, and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. And we'll see you next time for the home game against Stuttgart. But for now, thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.